did we stay in French Polynesia for the last 7 years? How did it become our home and inspire us for our around-the-world educational voyage? Starting with the sailing, of course, and then the underwater life and the amazing water sports and so much more.
Before we go much further, and I explain to you what happened, let us learn to navigate this, because this is a fun, interactive, new way of looking at the world together. So if you can try to point your phone up, or click on the up arrow and look at the pandanus roof up above, and just kind of cruise around and explore the zone, and then we can continue our journey.
This amazing Pacific nation of 118 islands has 5 different archipelagos. They're all really different from each other. During our time here, we stayed mostly in the Tuamotus because it's just 2 nights sailing from Tahiti and has countless remote atolls to explore, some of the most incredible remote ocean wilderness we had ever seen in our lives.
We are in Fakarava Atoll. It's a low-lying island. A car just went by. You'll understand my surprise because after this, as you can probably see, there's nobody on the street. The atoll is pretty sleepy, and that's what makes it special too. The atoll is like a coral fringed reef. It's very low-lying, just as high as a coconut tree, pancake flat. And inside there's this big lagoon, which we're walking towards right now. It looks like a big lake or the ocean, but it's just the inside of the atoll.
There's the most incredible diversity of marine life inside these atolls. Because of their isolation, low fishing pressure, lack of sediment from large mountains, the coral reefs here are in fantastic health. It's so great to see. There's more fish than you've ever seen in your life. It's like an underwater metropolis with all these different neighborhoods, each with resident fish and sea creatures sharing that space, making it so unique. In French Polynesia, we got to know sea creatures in an intimate way like we never had before. Nearly every day we go for a swim just for some exercise, and then we'd see the parrotfish chomping on the coral. They go crunch, crunch, crunch and poop out sand, and unicorn fish would cruise around with their weird distant smiles, and the jacks and the tuna would zip around lightning fast. Reef sharks cruising around the shallows. Here in the Tuamotus, we swim with the small reef sharks every day. And due to the extraordinary clarity of the water, it doesn't feel intimidating at all. In fact, we get to know the sharks super well, and everyone that visits us gets more comfortable in the water with sharks after they leave us. One of the dreams of sailboat life is doing water sports right off the back of the boat. At first, it takes time to learn a sport like wingfoiling. We've been loving it. The hydrofoil is a total revolution of watercraft. On the wingfoil or kitefoil, for example, you can go upwind tenfold better than before, which means we can explore places, return to the boat more easily, and there's no impact on the knees. It's smooth as butter. Regular kiteboarding is often like skiing on icy moguls, bumpy, rough, hard to control. On the foil though, it's like suddenly skiing into a field of perfect snowy powder. It's a game changer. Boats are also now embracing this technology. It's going to be super exciting to see how the evolution of sailboats go in the next 10 or 20 years with hydrofoils.
A little further down for sunset. How fast are we going, Lauren?
600.
How do these boats transport us under wind power alone all day and night between islands? It always blows my mind. Our entire home is teleported, often with 4 to 6 guests, 20 tons, under sail. It gives us the ultimate freedom to move to entirely new locations, to be nomadic with the seasons, yet still remain grounded. Our home is there the whole time. Sailing forces us to stay tuned into the elements, watching the wind like a hawk, watching the distant clouds for squalls that might threaten to tear our sails, and responding moment by moment to each situation. Sailing forces this sense of total presence. We live outside all the time, watching the stars and moons and tides. Also forces total preparation, as we have to be ready for anything. It's living on the edge. It's an everyday adventure, and it's for real. And it's wonderful. That's why we're hooked. It's an invigorating way of life for our family, and it's rejuvenating and an inspiring experience for guests. That's why we do more of this. That's why we're taking the risk with this new expedition, and it motivates us to prepare a voyage around the globe with friends and visitors and world schooling for everyone along the way.